Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
We think this is episode 42. It could be 43. We lose count, so we'll figure that out. In case you're new, we have a lot of fucking swears, so get your kids out of the room. It's not okay for them to be in the room. Or you're elderly that find swearing unacceptable because it's a lot of that in the world.
And adult topics.
Ball sack, yam sack,
Your
whatnot.
kids can stay if you want, but
if they're toddlers, you don't want them picking up bad words, though. There's that. And today because we're out in the screened in sun porch, glass in, whatever. So today we have a little bit of glare, and we have
the nice Halloween decorations.
We started 2 hours earlier today. This is the third lawn care that's gone on now, and I thought we would be done because we were starting earlier today than last week. There's nothing we can do about it until we wait till winter, and then by
Hopefully
God,
there's no snow blower.
The fucking edgers and the leaf blowers and the goddamn weed whackers.
I only saw one truck out here. It wasn't like I saw a bunch of them.
This has been since 8:00 this morning. Anyway, we have our Penn State colors, unplanned. Our Penn State colors. Let's go State. Who do they play this week?
I don't know.
They won last weekend against Brigham Young.
Bowling
Green. A B. I knew it began with a B.
Bowling Green. I don't know who they play this week. I forget.
I don't even know.
I'm going to look that up while you talk.
Okay.
Because we should know that.
I don't have a schedule.
We should
know. Where
this.
the fuck? Mom and Dad always give me a schedule. I don't have a schedule.
You remember?
Do they not hand them out of the bank anymore? Is that it?
No.
No one goes to the bank anymore?
I don't know. And you know what? Grandma used to give us one.
Right.
The magnet. And she used to get one at work from the university.
I've always had one.
We used to have like 1,000 calendars per year.
So we're into fall now. I've got my blessed beyond measure.
Even though it's supposed to be 89 degrees today.
Look, it's not technically fall yet. It's still fucking summer. But look, when September rolls around, I'm done with summer.
My pool's still open.
The pool's still open, which is lovely because I'm enjoying the hot tub. I have my witch legs out. Aren't they fun? They're supposed to be staked into the yard, but because I don't trust fucking people or our neighbors or all the people I read about every year that go around stealing people's lawn stuff, I use packing tape, and they're just stuck on here because they're really fucking heavy, so they don't go through a window. Like, they're in the corner, so leave them alone. And, like, some pumpkins, and I might change this around a little bit.
That'd be fun if they went through the window.
It would not be fun. These are expensive windows. So, anyway.
Penn State plays Kent State this week.
I got a little...
Kent State, and Penn State's ranked number 8.
Okay. So we play all the non-division
or
teams, whatever,
non-Big Ten, but it's not really Big Ten anymore.
Right. Look at my earrings. Can you see these, Kelly? Can you look at these?
I do. I like
these
those.
Fun? So Joe's mom didn't have her ears pierced, so she had, that I know of, because she had a bunch of clip-ons.
Are they the clip-ons or the ones that
screw-ons, right? So I was digging through my jewelry box just to look for some silver earrings, and I came across these, and they're a perfect match. But I don't know how the fuck people didn't lose these. Although very handy.
They've been really tight.
Well, these are they just clip. It's just a little clip.
Oh.
But I pull my shirt off and just fucking go flying across the room. Okay. But I'll tell you, when you're watching old movies and you see the woman get on the telephone, and she pulls it off and you hold the phone.
There's a reason for that.
It's really, I would have these all over the house.
I would have them all over the house. But have you ever talked on the phone? Well, now we have everybody's cell phone. But with the handheld phone, I used to have to take my earring off.
I used to have to,
and I didn't even wear big earrings, but the post would stick in my neck. And
so speaking of fucking phones, so my iPhone, I think it's like a fucking 12 or whatever, right? I can't hear. I can't go back to the AT&T store. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. I'm still fucking scarred from years ago.
Well, maybe just go to the iStore, the Apple store.
I can't hear when I'm on the phone, listening. I can't. It's like someone's in a well.
Is it just one ear?
It's both ears. So I thought maybe it's my fucking ear. It's not my right ear. Left. Nope. I can only hear my phone when it's on speaker. So I've Googled this numerous times, and apparently it's a known issue.
Oh.
So because there's all kinds of things about it. So I've done all the things that are recommended.
What are all the things?
Go into all these different settings and make sure this is on, make sure that is on, make sure it's not muted, make sure the volume's the whole way up. I've done all of that. Then it said to turn it off and start it back up again because often it's just a system thing. Did that. Didn't work. Make sure it's updated. It's updated. So then this morning I took a soft bristle toothbrush and I'm fucking rubbing at the end.
You used one?
Yeah. I saved them for cleaning purposes.
Ew.
So I found one.
No, it's fine.
So anyway, it's not like I fucking wipe my ass with it. It's a fucking toothbrush. Come on now. use a dry toothbrush and just go over the end where the little holes are to get any debris out, and then blow it with. They had like a little squeeze thing, like Sean used to have to blow up the balloons.
Oh well, they also have those air things to clean up.
No, you're not supposed to use that. It's too much air. It'll force debris back up. So I didn't have so I just used the hair dryer on low, and you do it at an angle, so like you don't hold it upside down, right? You hold it at an angle, so whatever. So I'm yet to try it out, but it's not a problem because usually I have it on speaker anyway because I can hear better, and I don't like to hold it up to my ear because it usually makes my ear ring, like it makes it like the voice, like whatever tone it is makes my ear ring. It's loud. But now I can't hear it all. And that's not always okay. Because sometimes, like, you want to have a private conversation.
Right.
And if you're in fucking public, like, that's not okay, like, to have it on speaker.
But a lot of people think that's okay. And I really don't want to hear your conversation.
You would be surprised. It's usually older people.
No. Well,
really young or old, I've found. Well,
I see people, like, our age, maybe more my age, in the fucking CVS. I don't want to know your business. I don't want to know what your husband's doing or not doing. I don't want to know what you want to do.
Being on the phone is one thing.
I don't want to know your business.
But when they're on speaker,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's like Joe and I went furniture shopping last summer.
The quiet part where you're just hearing them. I don't want to hear just you.
I would rather that though than a full on. So we're in the furniture store last fucking spring or summer, and we're looking at like material, and this woman comes in right with her. It doesn't matter. Let me stop being rude. This woman comes in and she's on her phone on speaker, arguing with somebody.
That's always good.
And we finally got up and left. Like I'm like this. I'm done. I'm done. This one.
Wait, was anybody even helping you?
Sort of, but it was just,
it was just you guys looking through.
We were at the Lazy Boy store, which I see the commercials, and Kristen Bell's always flopping around these nights, whatever. And we went into it. It was like no bigger than our living room. It was tiny. It was like hoarders. Like everything was like up on top of each other. You couldn't move around.
That's not a good way to sell.
No, it was awful. It was very
claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic. It was shit, for lack of a better word. We left. We fucking left.
That's supposed to be a good brand, though.
It was supposed to be, but we were done. We were after that, like we were totally done. So I don't even know where that came from. But people on the phone, right? So like we're out all the time. Like we'll be at dinner and someone's phone will ring on speak. What the fuck? Nobody wants to hear your conversation. It is inappropriate to answer a FaceTime or whatever. Now, I will say there have been occasions when your youngest will blow up my phone. And I know that he's just going to keep calling until I answer.
Right.
So, like, if we're, like, at a noisy bar or we're out somewhere and we're, like, in a secluded spot, either way, like, I know it's not going to be... Oh, first of all, we're not in, like, a nice restaurant. We're, like some bar or, like, whatever. Or brewery, it's loud anyway. I'll answer it and, like, have it, like, 2 inches from my face. I'm like, we're out. Like, we'll call you later.
Right.
And he's like, okay. And, like, that's the end of it. It's not like we're having a full-on,
Right.
He might ask, like, where's Joe? And, like, flip the phone around so we can sit and say hi to Joe. Like, that's the end of it.
Well, you have been known to, like, drunk FaceTime us.
Usually it's because he calls back. And that's usually from home. I'm not FaceTiming. Like, I only answer it from the bar. I'm not calling from the bar.
Mom and Dad answer the phone.
I know. Look.
Sorry.
Nobody cares. They care.
I just outed you.
I know, right?
People do care. And you know what?
Dad answered it when we were out to lunch at Happy Valley Brewery a couple months ago.
Did he see who was calling?
Oh, I yelled at him.
An emergency?
It was when someone broke into the a guy was squatting in the neighbor's house.
Well, that might be.
But he didn't know about it. At the time, he didn't. So first of all, the phone. Sorry, Dad. First of all, the phone rang loudly.
Well, they have it loud.
So we can hear it, which is fine because mine's
sometimes
too.
It's pocket,
my hearing is not great either.
Yeah.
But rule of thumb is when I walk into a place, the first thing I do when I get seated, if I haven't already done it, is make sure the volume is turned off on my phone. The ringer is turned off. So it goes off. The fuck? I'm like, oh my God. Like, people are looking at it. I'm like, Dad. So he takes it out. I think he's going to silence it. Hello? The fuck? I lost it. I was like, hang up the phone. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was.
Did he have the person on speakerphone?
Well, it was Happy Valley Brewery, but we were upstairs in the dining room.
Did he have him on speakerphone, the person?
No, but he's like, hello? No. So then, when he hung up, I was like, you put that on silent. You don't
Did he put it on silent?
I think so. I don't know. Like, my phone is always on, like, not always. My phone's on silent a lot because I get tired of, like, noises that it makes and, like, constant whatever. And I have a lot of notifications turned off.
Oh, yes.
But, like, I don't have, like, my notifications for, like, I don't even know. I have a lot turned off, but there are a lot that are still on. And it's like, ding, ding, beep, beep, like, whatever. Like, Amber Alert goes over that. But,
oh,
like,
my God. The Amber Alert scares the shit out of me.
The best is when it's like nighttime and we're like outside and like coming to like getting home from somewhere, and all of a sudden like Joe's phone goes off and my phone goes off, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like 10 o'clock at night, like coming home, and the Amber Alert goes off, and it's like really loud on our
Really loud.
phones.
We were in Disney World, and this is the first time, because, you know, I don't know that much about technology, let alone the phone that I use. This was like probably 7 years ago. We're in Disney World, and we're having breakfast at one of the, you know, restaurants in the park. Disney. All of a fucking sudden, and it was raining.
Like the whole
in
restaurant?
Florida. It was raining in Florida. Okay.
That's great.
And we knew there was a bad thunder, like we knew it was a bad storm, so that's why we were eating lunch. I mean, breakfast in there and not out to the park yet. Everybody's phone fucking went off. It was a tornado watch.
Startle.
But everybody
Startle.
all over, and it wasn't all in unison. Like there were some that there were a lot that went off at the same time. Then there was like a 2-second delay and more, and you see everybody like pick up their phone and look, and they just go like this. Okay, there's a tornado watch because there's a. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're not that concerned about
tornado watches chat my ass, because then I'm like down in the basement. My cell reception sucks. I'm just like sitting there in a camping chair.
But
like I just like open up a camping chair and like hang out in the basement for a little while and think like, I could be doing laundry or whatever.
Well, thank God we have a toilet
Cleaning
downstairs.
something out. Yeah, we do too, which is good. But I just like I sit there and like stare at the washer and dryer, like waiting for like. And I can't call anybody because like the cell reception in the basement sucks.
The cell reception in my basement sucks, and I don't know why. But when we were in Florida and the tornado watch came through, like the trees. Well, first of all, it doesn't take much for a palm tree, but it was like bent over. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. But anyhow, it was extremely loud. Try that going off at like 30 tables.
It's a lot of
I don't
fucking
even know the
noise.
noise.
It's a lot of fucking noise.
You know what? I have my phone turned off all the time. And when I say turned off, I mean
that's why you don't answer when I call you.
I don't want the ringer on. You want to see somebody have some anxiety, that fucking ringer goes off, and I'm like, where's my phone? Like, I just can't stand it, and I can't stand the notifications even though I have them all turned off. I just have the what do you call it, the volume off. Like, my phone is on, but then I don't see it. I don't care. If it's an emergency, you're gonna call my house phone anyhow.
I can't stop looking at your hideous nail polish. I'm sorry.
I like the blue. It's
like blue gray. It's like slate.
It is. It's called Norse something. It's a I think it's Essie. It's from a few falls ago. Norse something. Norse. Norse, as in
I
like
can't.
the Vikings and.
It's like you're dead and like your nails turn blue.
I know John said that too, but I like the blue because I got like blue undertones in my skin. You're lucky I didn't go with like the metallic Penn State blue that I've gotten.
That might have been
before.
more fun. I don't know. Look, I mean, mine are not done. I need to do them, but I do my own usually.
Hey, it was a treat. I was like,
I know. Why couldn't you pick a nice color, like a nice red or pink?
I don't know. And she did. The girl did it in a half an hour. Like it
Where'd
was a
you go?
challenge.
The place we've been going?
Yeah. I walked in and I
You
was.
did a walk-in? They took you in a walk-in?
Well, she's like, only because you don't have gel on.
Oh.
So FYI for us.
What day of the week was it? Monday?
No, it was Tuesday.
It was busy on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Because I might go get them done before vacay, so then I don't have to fuck
I'll go with
them.
you because my toes
Like,
are messed up. But
I'm probably done doing my toes for a while because I'm gonna be wearing closed-toed shoes for a while, and no one besides Joe will see my feet besides like PT Joe, and I've already apologized for these a million times. So like, look.
Well, no. So I did it on a whim because I was actually going to go to Michael's and use my coupon for the Halloween sale. But then that was a total clusterfuck, and Westchester Pike was a total clusterfuck.
Oh my God, the road construction, I can't fucking take it.
So I didn't have to do anything other than sit in traffic because of the clusterfuck. And I didn't want to turn to go into Michael's because of the cluster. So I just turned right into the nail salon. It was totally unplanned, which is probably why I picked this, because I hadn't like thought out what I wanted. I was like, I just need a fall color, and I don't want like orange or brown.
That isn't a fall color.
Well, it's not hot
No, it's
pink.
heavy. I can't.
I like it. Mine, at any rate, and I have small nails. That's what you get.
I can't. I know I shouldn't be judgmental, but I can't. It's a shade of burgundy, red. The one that was at Lincoln Park After Dark, though, it's like a dark purple. It's almost black. I do like that one.
Yeah.
I might do that. I might do that for a
Maybe
little
I'll
trip
get
to
that the next
Massachusetts.
time. Oh, you should. I know a woman that gets licorice, and it's actually like black, but it looks really cool. It's called licorice. It's Essie.
I like but you can only. I feel like you can only do that like around Halloween.
No, she does it all fall and winter.
Maybe. Okay. So speaking of Halloween. Okay. So I got most of the decorations out.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
So these are no longer okay. So I'm gonna show. Okay. So we talked about the witch hands that I ordered. They're bookends, right? I just pulled out one. So this is what I ordered from Grandin Road, right? I'm sorry. I did order it from Grandin Road, but this is what I thought I was ordering. This is what was pictured, right? In the Grandin Road catalog, set of 2 of these.
How much were those? Just so we know what we're doing.
$100.
Okay.
It's anyone's business, and I used a coupon.
For 2.
For the set of 2.
Well, no, but
you don't buy bookends individually.
Right. Well,
Bookends come together, to the best of my knowledge. So this is what was pictured. This is what I had seen in the catalog. This
right.
is what
It's
was
nice.
pictured.
It's high end.
This is what, I mean, it's like the same size as my hand.
high end.
Right? That's what I thought I was ordering. On Etsy, when this was what was pictured, this is what was pictured, this
There we
one.
go.
I ordered them. I specifically asked the guy, and this is what I got.
Oh my.
This is what I got.
That's fucking scary.
So right, this. I mean, so to compare size.
it looks like
to compare
like,
size.
You know what it looks like?
right?
It looks like a raccoon's hand because they've got long
Right.
fingers and the
So
fingernails.
here's to compare size. My hand is the size of the other one. So here they are, right, and it's like peachy color. So here they are next to each other, right?
This is not a bookend. That won't even.
It is
keep
a
book
it
from
is a
falling
bookend,
over,
but
it's not heavy enough.
It's well, you can also put them.
On the wall.
No, you can set them like this, and put like a sign. Like here, move that. Well, I mean, this isn't really going to work because it's not the right size.
Right, but it's like a.
You can like put a
sign
like
holder.
A sign holder, but it's not going to. Anyway,
Well, and this
before I
bends
break
too.
one.
So, but if you have a wooden one.
So this is what was pictured. This is what I forgot to put my phone to do not disturb. If somebody calls, it's gonna kick us off. Fuck.
It'll be fine.
I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot to put it to do not disturb. So if somebody calls, we're fucked.
I threw her off because I was
Son of a
actually
bitch.
early today.
She
I
was
on
early. She's
time
late
and
every
early.
fucking week. She's late, like a half an hour or more. So today, she was actually early, and so I was
By 5
okay.
minutes.
So if it goes off, I apologize right now. That's why I have to put it on do not disturb, which I've learned, and I didn't do it, and I can't stop now to do it. So if it fucking kicks off, it kicks off. So anyway, this is what I was ordering. This is what was shown. This is what I was told. I specifically messaged the guy. This is the Turkish guy who sent me the death threats. This is what he said I was ordering. Yes, this is what was pictured. This is what you're getting. He assured me. This is what I got.
Obviously, can't tell the
Right.
difference.
So this was.
He lied.
Well, so what happened was it's one of
Lied.
the no, it's like Temu or one of the Chinese. It didn't come from Turkey either. It came from China because the packaging was from China. So
it came directly from China, not even from
so
him.
like if you go onto like Temu or one of those other sites, next episode I'll show off the pumpkins. I don't have them
like
readily
Temu.
available. I love Temu, but you have to read the fine print. This was Etsy. This was not Temu. But so this is what he had pictured. I asked is this exactly what it is with pictured? Yes, he assured me. Everything is handmade, he told me, with care. Okay.
Well,
this
that's
is
a
what I
bold-faced
got.
lie.
This is what I got. I mean, even the bookend sizes. I mean, look at the difference in size here. This is hefty and will actually hold books because I use it as a bookend. And then this little thing is fucking flimsy. But so I got this, and so what was shown probably in like Temu or wherever, he saw this, he ordered it for like $3, and then made money off of me,
Right.
and then had it shipped directly from fucking China, and this is what I got. So this was the $40 purchase that I made that had him threatening to cut off my head and throw it to the dogs. This was it. Anyway,
You should send that back to him with a message.
well,
Fuck
no,
you.
so I pulled them out the other day, and I had them out here, and Joe was like, "You need to fucking sage those before you," because I had on the porch.
Doesn't it just
before
make you
bring
mad
them in
all
the-
over again now?
So I've had them sitting out here like every day, and I have to dig my sage out. And sage stinks. If someone has a good smelling sage, let me know.
No, it
People say
stinks.
it smells good, but it just
No.
stinks. It smells like shipping. So I tend to use the Palo Santo wood because it smells lovely.
Why don't you burn cedar or cherry wood or something?
Because it doesn't have the same effect. So Palo Santo.
I
you
don't
just
wanna
burn
smell.
It smells lovely. It smells nice, yes? And it cleanses. It has the same cleansing effect as just like a cigarette. There we go. As I burn it, as I light it up.
And burn the
Right.
table there. That's great.
The Palo Santo. And it burns itself out. Like just a little tip there. But yeah, so every day I've been like going over it before I bring them back. And it looks like a cigarette. Isn't that fun?
Oh, God, it stinks. I don't like
Oh,
it.
for God's sake. Hater of fucking things. It smells beautiful. Hater of
It
things.
smells a little bit like pumpkin pie spice, like a little bit like nutmeg. Oh,
You need
hey!
to be fucking cleansed, for
It's
Christ's
not-
sake.
Oh, God, it's not going to help.
You need to be fucking cleansed.
It's not going to help.
I was going to sage your house while you were gone. But I figured if it stunk bad, you'd be angry.
Well, I came
it's
in
done
and
burning.
it stunk.
It's done. It's done.
I came in and it stunk. You know how like a house when it's been bottled up kind of like smells? There's been like no fresh air generated through.
It smells like hate. That's what it smelled like. It smelled like hate.
It does not smell like hate in my house.
It smelled like hate.
It does not smell like hate. Speaking of hate,
Speaking of hate.
John lit some people up over the weekend.
Oh, good. I always love a good light up story.
John's famous for this, but only because he's good at it. Like I try and then I like give in.
I don't give it. I usually get angry and cry because when I'm really frustrated
Right,
and angry,
I do the
cry,
same
which
thing.
just makes me fucking madder.
Yeah.
And then I have to have it ready.
So I'm gonna make this real short, but somebody that does our lawn work did some extra stuff for us on the weekend, and we paid him right then for that work as opposed to monthly for
with
the
a check.
lawn with a check. And we pay him always by a check, but this is the 5th time now that he's done extra work that we paid him for. Same check, same account. He goes to our bank to cash it, not his, but our bank, because he's not depositing, he's cashing it. So goes to our bank. Don't you know, the 5th time now in a year they wouldn't cash that for him.
And I think
Wouldn't
I
cash
think
it.
I think it's I
It's
think
profiling.
that it's I think that it's very discriminatory.
Yeah.
And I think that we should. We said when John and I were talking about it, we should call like ABC News, and like one of us like dress up in like a suit and walk in and see if we can cash the check, and have him go in and cash the check, and see if they call both times.
I mean, on the flip side, at least our bank is being safe with people cashing our checks or whatever. You could look at it as being as a safeguard.
So one call will be fine, but like 2 hours later, and like they're still fighting over this. Like,
Right.
I mean, 'cause
So
it was absurd.
what happened was then, so I get a text from our guy saying that I have to call the bank. Again, this is the 5th time, so we're used to this. Call the bank, please. They're not cashing your check. And we're good for it. It's just they don't want to cash it because they think it's stolen. So I call John. John calls them. John can't get hold of anybody, even though our friend is standing right there at the teller. John goes, give me this number. This was 5-6 phone calls into this. Give me the teller's direct number and his name so that I can speak to him. So then nobody's answering the phone. So this
Right?
went
I mean, he
on.
wants them to call, but then they don't answer the fucking phone.
And
Like,
then our friend says, John, they're not going to take the phone. They're not going to take my phone from me to talk to you, because that was the alternative now. John, let me just talk to them. So that wasn't working. So it's really frustrating and pissed, and just it's really, we think, profiling at the end of the day. But at any rate,
Totally.
so it went on for a while. John gets somebody now in customer service, not even the thing, says, what is your protocol for calling about cashing a check? Like, and it's like, oh, anything over $1,000. Well, my husband's like, this isn't even $1,000, so you people don't even know your own rules. It went on and on and on. Finally, it got cashed. But the last thing I heard was John go, my next phone call is going to be to the president of the bank on Monday morning if this does not get resolved right now. I mean, you have to
go there.
You have to
fucking
get that
lose
way.
your mind. You have to lose your mind.
And then like 2 hours later, the bank called John back, and he was thinking it still hadn't been resolved. So he's like, hello. And
Oh my God.
ready to like get right into it again.
Crazy.
And she's calling, the woman called, I'm just checking to make sure everything was right. He's like, oh yes, thank you. I thought you were calling to tell me otherwise.
Christ.
I mean, it's just horrible.
It is horrible. And the poor guy has to go through this every time he cashes a check. Well, so one time, Joe was in the bank, like a year ago into the bank, and he had to go inside. And because he doesn't operate the ATM, so if he has to take money out, he has to go into the bank.
I hate the ATM.
I use the ATM. And I go in there and I pull on it and shit to make sure they haven't stuck one of those things on. You know, you're supposed to pull on it. When you get gas, too, you're supposed to pull on
So
the
the
thing.
people looking at you are like, there's crazy.
I don't care, because that's what you're supposed to fucking do. I'm also waiting to be held up every time I'm at the ATM, because every time, there's a lot of crime
Don't
going
they
on.
have now like those glassed-in doors where it's only like one person allowed in to use the ATM?
Yeah, but they can fucking stand outside and shoot me when I come out.
Well.
I stand there and discreetly like put it down my bra quick, and then come outside with my hands empty, and
Go,
hustle
like
into
this.
the car quick. And I just hustle into the car quick. Also, I'm waiting because the parking lot at our bank has a bunch of potholes, like all these divots, and so I'm like making sure I'm not going to be like pounced on, like attacked for my like $20 I just took out, but also trying to carefully look at the fucking ground, because if someone's falling in a fucking hole, it's me. It's me.
That won't be good.
Right.
So
So anyway,
cash falls out.
so Joe was in the bank, and there's this elderly guy in there, and he's asking to take out like a couple $1,000s, like several $1,000s. And the woman at the bank said, Mr. Smith, whatever his name was, Mr. Smith, do you mind me asking, like, what do you need this money for? And he said, well, my grandson's in jail, and I have to get him out. They call total fucking scam,
this
right?
poor guy.
And so the woman was like, whoa. She's like, no. She goes, well, have you talked to anybody? Like, have you talked to your kids or to your grandchild? She said, this is a scam.
Right.
So then Joe left, because meanwhile I'm like, I want the
Yeah, why
rest
don't
of
you
the
stay and
story,
listen,
right? She's like,
Joe?
it wasn't my business, I left. But so he came out with 10 minutes. I was like, cause first he came out and he got in the car. He's like, oh my God, this old guy's in there, and he went to take out several $1,000s, and the fucking teller was like, well, Mr. Smith, why you need to, like, what are you doing? And I was like, what the fuck is that her fucking business? Why the fuck are you taking all that money? I lost my mind. casino. It's like, not your fucking business. You ask someone what it's for. Maybe he wants to go to the fucking, strip club or some shit, or the casino. Who knows? Right? So that's what, like, I went to, like, outrage of, like, how dare you ask? And meanwhile, thank God she did, because this guy was getting ready to fucking send $3,000 to fucking Zimbabwe or some shit to get his fucking grandson out of jail. I mean,
which is a disgrace, and it's horrible that they prey on the elderly. And I understand that the bank
at
has
this point,
safeguards.
Isn't there enough on the news and in the media? Like, do not do this. Do not. Right. Don't click on the link.
But not everybody
don't
watches
answer
the
this.
news, and older people. Don't. And I'm talking like really old. Do not, listen or follow, or they see something, and everything is very innocent because technology and things are new to them. So, I get an email saying my bank wants me to do whatever. Let me click on that. No, don't click on it.
Well, just last night we were sitting here and Joe said the Comcast bill went out, right? I said, of course the Comcast bill went out. Like I remember seeing something like in our bank statement,
the Comcast
online.
bill makes me hostile.
Went out, right? And they're lickety split, like the first of the month or whatever, like that, which happened to be like on a weekend. So that means the first business day right after. I mean, it's the first thing that goes out at the beginning of the month. So I'm like, I'm sure I saw it on there. It's it's a huge bill too. So I'm like, oh
really
wait, Comcast,
me off.
Fucking Comcast. And then how dare you when my Wi-Fi goes down? We pay this much for fucking Wi-Fi and cable, and then it shits out all the time.
Now you know why Patrick goes hostile.
I mean, I can't, right? I can't. Anyway, so last night he gets this email saying that the Comcast bill was not paid because the whatever payment method was not valid or some shit. It was a scam. It was a scam.
Yeah.
Click here, and so then I go back to the bank statement. It was paid on the 3rd. There it is, all $300 and some fucking dollars of it.
Do you know how much junk mail I get saying the exact same thing, whether it's about a bill? First of all, the bills aren't on my
the big
name.
one is the fucking UPS and FedEx.
And USPS. I get these things all the time.
Like, don't answer it.
And
don't click on it. And text messages.
You have a package and we need your... I'm like, no, fuck you.
Right. And they're not... trust... Look, I deal with the post office enough. They're not fucking texting you.
No.
The only time I get a text message from the post office is if I'm tracking a package that I've sent, or that I don't even know if you can do it with ones you're waiting for. Probably. But I usually do it. You can, but usually it's one I've sent that are like delayed.
Is it through informed delivery or?
No. Oh. Informed delivery is separate. But like if you... Like I sent a package the other day, and it went out on Monday, but was showing that the label was made, but it hadn't shipped yet. So I clicked on... in my shipping system, I clicked on the shipping number and then clicked text messages for all to keep updated. So it'll update me.
Right.
So then I get text message updates, but I'm expecting that. And it's just an update like, oh, it's moved to Philadelphia. It's moved to the next carrier. It's now in Ohio or whatever. Like it's that's the only time I'm getting text messages in the post office. The post office is not texting you to say, oh, hey, you have an unclaimed package.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Click this.
They don't give two shits. It's going to go back to the sender.
Don't fucking click, right? I mean, I can't. If criminals would spend this much time and energy doing like real shit, they could, have a good paying job.
Right.
Instead of ripping people off. I mean, but you have to know enough people are getting away with it. Well, the same thing with the Easy Pass. I don't know if we talked about this.
No.
So, like a month or two ago, I wake up one morning and I have a message, a text message.
Do you have Easy Pass in your car?
I have Easy Pass in my car, but I have a text message saying that something has gone wrong with Easy Pass, and if I had an unpaid like $8 bill to Easy Pass, and if I don't pay it like immediately, I'm going to owe an $80 fee for it not being paid and for being late. And I almost fucking clicked on it, and I was like, first of all, I haven't taken my car anywhere with tolls,
right?
Because Joe does the driving, so I haven't been anywhere with tolls. So I'm like, hang on a fucking minute here, hold on a fucking minute. So it takes me a half hour, but I figure I had to log into my Easy Pass account, which I don't ever do.
I don't even know.
Every once in a blue moon when the credit card expires or whatever, because it automatically adds money when you need to. So the only time I have to get on there is when the credit card expires. Anyway, and then this huge thing comes, as soon as I fucking logged in, this huge thing comes up from the Pennsylvania Turnpike, whatever, Easy. Do not, fraud alert, scam alert, do not click. And it's saying it's the exact thing. Then, like a day or two later, it was on the news. I heard it was on the local news.
Oh, look at you!
And I heard it on the radio. So it's like but people are fucking clicking on this and fucking paying whatever amount of money.
Yeah, that's
because Easy Pass is not texting you because you owe them money,
right?
And they're also not going to give you an $80 fucking fee for not. I mean, it's
Right.
it's bullshit.
No,
It's
they're going to
bullshit.
send you a letter because
They're gonna send you a letter. Everything comes in letters.
one time our thing expired and we got like the nasty gram telling us that we had unpaid tolls because our credit card had been stolen, so we hadn't gotten the new one, and so all of that. Meanwhile, I always thought like the Easy Pass worked in every state wherever you are.
No.
Oh no! From the trip out west this year, John got a lovely letter from the state of Kansas.
Oh. Well, how much did he owe?
I don't even know, but
Oh, God.
because the Easy Pass doesn't work there. They have some kind of Kansas Pass or some ridiculous ass thing. I'm like, that's ludicrous.
Well,
That's
I think
ludicrous.
it's like ours is definitely like Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
I know, but why don't they just make it uniform?
Ohio, I think, probably West Virginia, Maryland. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just like an East Coast. I don't know. By the way, I just want to look. I swapped out.
That's your new one?
No, I swapped
Oh, look,
out.
it has ravens
It's
or
hard
something.
to see. You can't see in this lighting.
Is that a-
It's a Halloween one. They're crows, or they could be ravens. Fuck.
They're called ravens because of the Nevermore Edgar Allan Poe.
They're ravens. They are ravens.
Where is where'd you get that?
It was a gift. It
It's
was a
not out
birthday
there
gift.
anymore.
No, I got this years ago.
Oh.
I had it up in the cupboard. So I swapped out my two spring ones, the different color, whatever, like the ombre, whatever. I swapped them out
Ombre.
for this one and my other Halloween one, and I kept the purple one out because purple is also like
Fall Halloween.
Halloweeny. Yeah.
Purple.
So purple. So I'm gonna switching gears. I keep leaning over. Sorry, people. I'm like I'll lean this way. So did you hear about the Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson?
No.
So, the Innocence Project of California.
Oh dear
picked it up.
God.
Well, so we watched the documentary. I think it was like 2 hours. So we
Wait,
watched
let me
it.
interrupt you. There have been like 5 documentaries. I've not seen this one, but I've seen all the other ones.
This is
on
interviewing
whole thing.
him from prison. So the California Innocence Project picked it up because it was a fascinating watch. So all of you out there that like the rest of us, I'm sure, are all like, oh, he did. There is absolutely zero evidence that he killed her. It was 100% circumstantial.
He fucking did it. Just look at him.
You need to watch it.
No, he's having an affair.
People have affairs and lie about it all the time. Don't kill their fucking wives.
I don't care. He did it.
So after watching it, it really makes you rethink.
Well, then who do they think did it?
Well, so there was a robbery across the street from their house the day that she disappeared, and the police completely discounted it. And so the theory is that she approached. So multiple people in the neighborhood saw her walking the dog.
Right.
Saw a very pregnant woman walking the dog, and they could describe her and the dog. Multiple people. But that was not, they didn't, for whatever reason, that was not in the trial. The lawyer didn't have them come in, and the police, according to this, discounted they kind of like tried to say that like everybody was like not a good witness or
Right,
whatever, like
right.
to discredit everybody.
Right.
So what they went with was one woman who lived nearby who said she saw the dog at like a very specific time in the morning, and therefore that meant, and Scott was already gone, so therefore he must have killed her before then, just because she saw the dog with a leash on.
Right.
Well, one, the dog could have run away from her. There's a lot of reasons why the neighbor dog put it back in the fenced-in area. The dog could have just like gotten out when Scott left, and Lacey hadn't noticed it yet. Anyway, so there were at least like 3 witnesses that saw her walking the dog that morning, and remembered like I was at my sink doing dishes, and I'm like, oh, that looks like I hope she's okay. She's awfully big to be walking,
Right.
whatever. So none of that was presented at the trial. Also, the robbery. The police insisted that the robbery that was going on across the street at their neighbor's house was not, didn't have anything to do with her disappearance. But also there was a man that called in that same day saying he saw a pregnant woman being forced into a van. And someone found the van. One of the guys was with a fire company maybe, because there was blood stains in the van. And the police just discounted everything. The police are 100% sure that he did it, and they went with he did it. We know he did it, and we're going to prosecute. And then because it's all circumstantial evidence,
Well,
they put him in jail.
Okay,
but there's a lot of stuff. So the Innocence Project usually only takes a case that they believe after researching it that it was really unjust, that it, for whatever reason. Or either in this case, there just simply wasn't enough evidence to prove that he did it, so therefore he shouldn't have been found guilty, or in fact, there's enough evidence to prove that he did not do it, and he should not be in jail. It's an interesting watch. I would say if
I'm
you
gonna
like a
have to watch
documentary.
it. I mean, I
would watch it.
understand that they might not have had like actual proof it was circumstantial. I get that.
No proof.
But tell me, like, he was out in the fucking boat where they found her. Like, there were a lot of things.
But that might be
that puts him
strange.
there.
It might be strange to those of us who don't fish or who didn't just buy a boat. But there are plenty of people, I'm sure, that do have boats. That on Christmas Eve morning, I'm gonna go boating for a little while.
Well,
like,
and
what
then
else are you
he
doing?
has money and he dyes his hair. They're just like
So he dyed his hair to hide from
the media.
So the people, to hide from the media because they was getting death threats and shit. And the money was in the car because the brother-in-law bought a vehicle off of him and paid him in cash, and he just had not deposited. He just had the money in the car still. So, and he was not, so like, and other things too, like when the media said, oh, he didn't get a fair trial, they said also because like the whole world was like, he did it. So the cash being in the car, the family vouched for, we had given him money, the brother bought the truck off of him or whatever it was, and the money was just still in the car, same amount. And they were saying that, they got him at a golf course where he was going to meet his father and brothers, and whatever county that's in California is on the border of Mexico. And they got him turning into the golf course. He was turning into the golf course to meet his family to go golfing. And the newspaper said they caught him trying to flee the country. They think he was going to Mexico. He was not going to Mexico. He was going to the golf course, and it's like 6 miles from the border.
I'll have to watch this.
It was a really interesting watch. It was a really interesting watch.
You know another good one that I follow? It's like a fucking train wreck, both of these stories. But the Casey Anthony, who had the 2-year-old daughter.
Crazy fucking cute. She is a crazy.
His mother called the police
nuts.
and then changed her story on the fucking stand. I get it. You're a mother. Right. I don't know what I would do. I would hope I would do the right thing, but I don't know.
In this case, I think, first of all, Amber Fry, she's not even fucking cute.
We're back to Scott Peterson.
But I can't, because I was still on it. Like, as soon as people found out that he cheated, he did it. Plenty of people cheat on their spouse and lie to the person they're cheating with. Oh, my wife is gone. Oh, my wife is whatever. Oh, my wife is this. Oh, my wife is a raging alcoholic and she's horrible to me, so I'm stepping out on her. People have all kinds of stories. And it doesn't mean that they kill their spouse. It just means that they're a liar, or whatever. I mean, it's whatever. So it really, it was worth like the 2 hours that we watched.
What's it on?
Fuck, I don't know. Probably Netflix. I don't know. It was good though. It was definitely interesting because it was a lot that was presented that I never knew about, that was never in the trial, that was never exposed.
Who else has the Innocent Project helped?
Well, lots of people. That one guy from Wisconsin, maybe, was it him? I don't remember. But also they had a lot of legal journalists and investigative journalists that have spent their years because they believe that there was it didn't happen. This there's too many things wrong with this story that he didn't. I mean, just on their own, it was interesting how many people believe that that either he just didn't do it, right? Really, that he didn't do it is what they were saying. But even if he did, that it wasn't. There's no way that he could have been prosecuted based on what they presented, because his legal team, they interviewed the one woman who was young, who was on the legal team at the time, and she was like, we never for a second ever thought he was going to go to jail because there was zero evidence. There was no evidence. They just thought he did it. Oh, look, he went fishing. Oh, he must have done it. Oh, he was cheating on his wife. Oh, he must have done it. I mean, Christ, that's,
Well, they do always look at the husband first, or they look at the spouse.
Well, they do, but they also said, so they called it a soft kill. Because, Joe and I were both saying, well, if he killed her at home and took her out in the boat, because there was nothing on the boat.
What's a soft kill?
When, smothered her with a pillow. Or something, because there was no
marks.
He wasn't scratched up. There was nothing under her fingernails
when she was asleep.
Yeah, maybe she was asleep and he smothered her, and there was this tiny speck of his blood on the duvet cover. Look, you come across my house with fucking luminol, you're gonna find fucking blood. I mean, as much as I hurt myself and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he probably killed himself shaving. I'm gonna have to give this a watch because
scratch my leg at night or something, or and something itches, I scratch, it bleeds, and the shit. Come on, fucking blood in the house. I mean, and it was a little tiny speck. I mean, he could have nicked his leg.
That's what I'm saying, shaving or something.
Blood, it could be anywhere. It was so absurd. So they said because there was zero evidence of any kind of a struggle.
I'm going to have to watch this.
And then, and the Innocence Project they wanted all this stuff DNA tested that they came across. And the judge will only allow, out of all this stuff, one thing. And even the one lawyer with Yeah, exactly. Why?
Has it been tampered with? Like, is it? Where is it in the?
I don't. No, you have to watch. I don't remember. But like the only thing, even like the lawyer, like from the Innocence Project, was like, I have never, in all my years of being a lawyer, like why would you not allow any of this to be? So my thing is, go get it. I would, I guess, pay if you can to have it DNA tested independently. I don't know if it's admissible. Then I don't know, but.
Yeah, I don't know
that it's
either,
always
because if
admissible.
somebody's paid for it, then they've paid for the results, they say. So it needs to be a third party.
Right.
Which is
I mean,
why they usually have, yeah.
I don't know.
Is it the
But
same
look,
judge? Is it the same judge that tried the case?
No, that was an older guy. This was a woman.
Oh.
It was an interesting watch.
Well, the Casey Anthony one is completely different.
She's
because she
nuts.
fucking did it.
She is not. She did fucking do it.
And how did she get off? They are goddamn lucky that I was not on that jury.
I thought she was in jail.
No.
They found her not guilty.
Yeah.
The
She's
blonde,
out.
crazy woman who killed her two husbands.
No. This is Casey Anthony had the 2-year-old little girl.
Oh, I'm thinking of the one that killed her son and daughter and the boyfriend or the boyfriends. The one who went to Hawaii.
Yeah,
and said, like,
it was in Idaho,
she
and they
was
were in
saving them
Yellowstone
from
right after we
zombies
were
or
there.
some
Yeah,
fucking
zombies.
crazy shit.
People are zombies.
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony has
Which
the dark
one?
hair. She was.
She had the baby in the trunk or some shit.
Yeah.
The two. Okay.
I think they were in Florida.
Something.
The mother said the car smells like there's a dead body in it.
Oh my god.
With her accent, smells like there's a goddamn dead body in it. That's when she called the police.
We were recently watching something that was like covering up for your sister or whatever. I'm like, oh, look, if Kelly killed somebody, it would really have to depend on who it was for me to cover for her or not.
Oh, that's really nice. Thanks. Same here. Same goes. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Depends on who it is.
Right, I guess it
Did
depends
they
on who
deserve
was.
it?
Did they deserve it? Did they have it coming? Okay.
Now we're gonna have the police at her.
Right? I don't know. Look, I don't know anything about it. Fuck. Anyway, okay. So this is kind of bizarre news. So speaking of bizarre news, so from the Strange Files, there are in an airport, which I think I forget. I don't know right now. Or in Oregon, I think they have support llamas like hanging out in the airport to like make people feel like comfortable.
Support llamas. We have lost our goddamn minds here.
Support llamas.
I mean, in the airport, it's not even a goddamn dog.
No, they have like they're like dressed up too. They have like a blanket over their back or something that says like I'll have to find a picture and like post.
Why
it
they
on the
gonna
page.
ride it? Like, why do they have a blanket on it?
Like it said that they're support. I don't know. They were like decorated in some form. Like it wasn't just like white llamas. They had like
were they
their stuff on
decorated
them.
like the South Americans decorate them?
They're live llamas. But like they're live
Yeah,
llamas.
I know, but
Okay,
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Are they
support
like
live
decorated
llamas.
in like the native like those brightly colored blanket things they make in
I mean
Peru?
they're colorful. I have to go back and look.
Oh,
But
dear
so support
God.
llamas to comfort people in the airport. You know what comforts me in the airport? A fucking Xanax is what gives me support in the airport, or a drink perhaps. I don't like to fly, so I usually have to like take a little something and/or drink a little something because.
I mean, you can really say anything's a support animal. I mean, honestly,
Remember the squirrel?
The llama's better than the squirrel. The
you imagine
llama's
if it was
better
a raccoon or
than a
something?
raccoon, and the llama.
Like a wild animal should not be
The
allowed.
llama is better than the alligator, or the snake.
There have been no updates on the alligator, right? The guy lost the support alligator.
Oh yeah, he was lost.
If you're
in,
new
he
and
was
you don't
lost
know
in,
about that,
he was lost in Georgia.
Go back and watch previous episodes. We talked about that, like
No,
early
he's not
on.
getting that alligator back. I have not. In fact, I'll do some follow up. I'm positive that he did not
gone.
get that back. It went to the wild. You have to have.
It went to the wild.
You have to have like a permit.
For the alligator, I can't.
Who's gonna give you a permit?
A permit for an alligator. Christ.
Do you know, switching gears, that it's National Suicide Prevention Month?
I do know that.
And John Bon Jovi literally helped talk a woman off a ledge yesterday.
Oh, good. What, was he volunteering at one of the call places?
I didn't hear all of that. It just shows him, maybe he was volunteering, but she's literally on the other side of like the safe walkway on the ledge of the bridge.
Jesus
and it shows
Christ.
him going over and talking. And I
missed this news.
Yeah, it happened this week. Yeah.
I did not see that.
So it was good for John Bon Jovi.
This was also yesterday was 9/11.
Yeah.
Which Sean was telling me they had a moment of silence in school, so I'm glad that there was
as they should,
which was good. But every time it rolls around, like I always think, because we all know, we all remember it. We all know where we were. We all know exactly,
Right.
And of course I have a fucked up story. Of course I have a fucked up story for it. So it was my first year teaching, and I was in the intern to teach program. With that one
nasty
woman, that nasty fucking woman that I worked with.
Nasty woman.
Fucking woman. So,
and she's not nasty like Hillary Clinton. She's like
she's
fucking
just
nasty.
rude. She's a rude fucking woman. So
nasty.
here's how that morning. So I was wearing a red V-neck tee and black pants. I was at
wow.
work. And I was at an elementary school. And so kindergarten starts in that district in Philadelphia. Kindergarten starts a week later than the other kids because we do interviews with the parents and the kids. So it's like not a week, maybe like 3 days or whatever. So school had started. It was a K-5 school at that time. It was not the school that I worked. I was only at the school for 1 year. And then I moved to the school where I left at the end of my teaching career from. So this fucking whore that I worked with sent me downstairs to go fetch something from one of the other kindergarten teachers. And I remember that the teacher whose room I went into, she had a TV in her room and had it like hooked up. And so she was watching
Watching it.
the Today Show, I think it was. I think it was with Matt Lauer.
That's what I had on that morning.
And I was, I went in to ask her something, and she's like, "There's crazy stuff on the news." And I stopped to watch with her, and then saw the second plane hit the building and was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening? And then, so then I just was like sat down and watched. I was like, fuck her and her brown paper that she needs. Like she can come look. Like I was like watching. I was sitting there watching this with this other woman, and then
which is more important.
Important, right? I mean, this woman can get her construction paper some other time. So eventually, like I was like, holy Christ, whatever. And I remember making my way back upstairs at some point, and I was like telling her, and she was just like, what took you so long? Whatever. And then the city of Philadelphia evacuated because they were unclear. We have an international airport, and they were unclear if there was another plane.
And we have high buildings.
And we have high buildings. So Philadelphia being an hour and a half, hour by train, hour and a half from New York City, the city of Philadelphia evacuated. So schools were let out. And I remember walking out of the building with this woman. And she looked at me. She's like, I don't understand. Like, why are they letting us look? What the fuck is the big deal?
Well, she obviously
and
had
I just
no
fucking
concept.
looked at her, and like my mouth just gaped open, and I was like,
"But did she know at this point that it had been 2 planes?
Yes,
the Pentagon.
Yes.
Like I just was
she
trying
at
to give her
least
the benefit of the doubt.
She at least knew about the 2 planes. Like, look, so that's what I remember. Like of like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, she's obviously very unaware and very self.
Well, I thought she was
unaware.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then the rest of the day, I want to just say, I feel like Tom Brokaw and I became like bosom buddies because I remember we left.
I was stuck to the TV,
and my friend was in law school downtown in like in a tall building. Ooh. So I went and got her because everyone was like freaking out. So I went and got her. Didn't John get stuck in a fucking parking garage like hours? Everybody was vacuuming the parking garage, and he couldn't get out.
I can't remember.
I think it took him
a while to get out. But he did not have to walk home like the people in New York did.
Right? Christ. I went and picked up my friend. We went back to my apartment where I was like fucking chain smoking and like watching, just glued to the news, watching Tom Brokaw like all day. And then eventually it was like, we have to eat something. I didn't have any food in my apartment. So we went to like Annie's or one of those, that place with the clowns, maybe it was. One of the places over in Ardmore that had the decorate the clowns.
Yeah.
Oh,
what is
God,
that?
I forget.
No. What? Oh my God. How can I forget? I love the place.
Joe knows. It was decorated with clowns. Look. And I just remember like, and they're like, they had the news on, Ghislaine's, and like, just again, like it was like chain smoking, like watching this and like having a drink and like eating something, like just like, what the fuck? Anyway. So I thought of that yesterday. And speaking of this woman, unrelated to 9/11, but this woman who was like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Why are we all, okay, lady. So,
did she get what was
this is great because like when you grow up in different places, you don't always know, like and I saw this a lot with my students, like that, things that you learn and know in a rural community you don't know in the city.
Right.
For example, in college we were playing Pictionary, and skeet shooting or whatever was one of the things. And my friend Meg was like, I mean, because like whoever I was playing, we got it right, and she's like, what the fuck is skeet? Like, how do you not know what skeet shooting is? Because in Philadelphia,
right, she grew up in a
city. You're not growing up fucking going skeet shooting, but in the country, you know what skeet shooting is. And those of you like, what the fuck is skeet shooting? You like these, like you shoot like these clay things.
Clay pigeons. They're like
clay
little
pigeons.
discs.
You shoot clay into the air, then someone shoots them.
Yeah,
it's like
you
target
don't
practice.
throw them, but there's a machine, like one of those ones that serves tennis balls to you. It says
shoots them in the
sky.
These
clay pigeons they're called, and you can get them in
it's
like
like
normal
it's
color,
like
bright
it's
yellow.
practice
bright
shooting
orange.
for people who go bird hunting.
Fun.
I've never done it. Anyway,
it's fun.
So
you say pool, and they.
When have you done this?
At the Bird Dog Club in State College with Nancy.
Fuck. I would have loved it. I mean, I know what it is, but I've never done it. Anyway, okay. So the same woman we had this big poster. And it came with one of the books that was being taught, whatever. And it had all these different kinds of shoes, like around the border of the poster. And then all these people dressed in different things in the poster. And then the kids were supposed to, it was like a laminated poster. The kids were supposed to take like a dry erase marker and connect the person in the picture to the pair of shoes.
You mean, well, first of
So
all,
like there's a picture of a ballerina, and then
okay.
around the edge, like you found the ballerina slippers, and you attach, like you draw a line from the ballerina to the ballerina
Okay.
slippers. You saw like
the wooden shoes.
maybe wooden, right? So all different kinds of shoes. Okay, but the one thing were snowshoes. Right. So first of all, although I had never been snowshoeing in my life, and probably never will because look, it's a fucking aggressive athletic endeavor. But I know what they are. And I mean, like, from watching television, from reading Little House on the Prairie. I don't know, but like I know what they are. So this woman, she's like, what? Do you know what these are? And she points to them, and I just looked at her like I thought she was kidding. I'm like, they're snowshoes, and she's like, what? I'm like, snowshoes. Now, if you don't know what snowshoes are, look it up.
We're not judging, but she's
They
just
look
a
like
bitch.
they're like fishing nets, but are flat, and you
Right,
walk.
she's
You
just
walk. So I had
bitching.
explained to her. She's like, what?
I don't
what
understand
are
how they
these?
work really to keep you from sinking.
So like
I
they
don't
look
understand.
like they look like tennis rackets. It's
They
like
do
having
look
your
like a
feet,
tennis racket. They're like
attached to
oval
tennis
though, and then
rackets.
they come back.
It keeps you walking like on top of the snow. It's
Yeah.
like boots. You just go down in the snow, but this keeps you like on top of the snow. I don't know how they work either. I don't know.
Someone give
my
us the
friend. My friend
physics.
Kelly. She's gone snowshoe walking.
I'd rather go
Someone tell
cross
me how it
country
works.
skiing than
I'm
than
not
that.
doing any of it. I think Kelly. Maybe that's what she did. Anyway, look. Anyway, so I just every time I hate this woman that I worked with. I think she's awful, and she's one of the few people that I have hate in my heart for still. Like there's just a few people in my life that come across. It's bad. Like keeping hate in your heart, that's like cancer causing. Like you have to let it go. But there are like 3 people in my world, in my life.
I have some hate in my heart.
Back here, he's one. The fucking whore I worked with that I was just talking about, and the other fucking whore that I worked with. And I wish them all
listen to
the
this.
life that they deserve. And I just have to let the hate out of my heart. And that's why I have to burn incense and do other things and drink. Oh, so speaking of drinking, so I've not had a drink this month so far. So
Well, we're only like 12
days
into it.
12 days in, because I want to be, so I'm going to enjoy some drinks when I'm on vacation.
Well, I was
going to
say, like, it's
So-
that when you go on vacation, it's gonna.
So I got on the scale today. I'm very excited. So I lost the weight that I put on, my Tennessee weight that I just gained and like held on to
Okay.
from like, eating barbecue and fucking drinking every day
Beers.
while we were there. Yeah. So gone. In
Wait,
12
you're
days,
blaming
gone.
all this on Tennessee?
No, the weight that I just lost, like this, like 8 or 10
okay.
pounds was from Tennessee. It was from Tennessee.
Okay.
Like I put it on like the week of Tennessee and just kept it on like for the next 2 months, and now it's gone. And then,
Well, it is hard during the summer. I will tell you.
I do have another 10ish pounds that I need to lose. I have more than that to lose, but another 10ish pounds that I gained since my surgery, like since like the beginning of summer when Joe and I were like, oh look, I feel good. Let's start going out again and let's start doing all the things. And
The summer's
know.
hard because, well, I mean, different. You can slice it however you want, different places,
Well, it's
different
nice
seasons, whatever.
out.
But it's
I mean, so we've
also
been
like
out.
I'm so off my routine, and I'm not scheduled, and I'm not like
for a lot of people, it is like that. My routine wasn't screwed up. It was just, well, I mean, there was vacationing, which there was that, and then there was
Vacation.
just, I was, since
Having
like
fun.
last fall when we went on vacation, I didn't really do much.
Have fun.
Because when we got back, like
had
that's when
surgery.
my back started to go to shit last fall, and then all winter long into March when I had the surgery, and so then, like, when I started feeling better, I was like, hey, Leah, let's go out, like let's do all the things, and so
Hey ho.
hey ho. Anyway,
Hey-ho,
yeah.
let's go.
So it's been a very healthy 12 days. I was very pleased to see that Tennessee weight just fucking dropped right off. Just in time to go
here's
away
the
again.
thing. This is how I see it. This is for me personally, and it's not just about Tennessee. When it is fucking hot and humid out, no.
We
no.
weren't even drinking.
No.
I mean, it's hot and humid. I want a beer.
I don't, yeah, but I mean, I like eat worse because I'm like eating a hamburger because I don't want to use the oven. It is what it is.
Oh, guys, 54 minutes. We gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this
wait,
fucker up.
wait.
Oh.
James Earl Jones
Oh,
was
yeah, on my
93
celebrity
years
news.
old.
Yes,
he
celebrity
died
news.
this week. I was so sad. Patrick texted me, like, before I even saw it on the news or it came across my phone. I don't know what the fuck he's plugged into, but he got the news right away. I got a text like 10 minutes before it hit anything.
Like, that kind of shit pops up on my phone, like, right away.
That doesn't.
Oh.
I get But
Get
that did.
news, some
But
news
he
alerts.
texted me. So James Earl Jones, it's so sad. He had such a gorgeous voice.
He did.
Passed away this week. I think on Monday at the age of 93.
It's a nice long life.
He not just was he famous for Star Wars and Darth Vader's voice, but he did the Lion King voice.
Mufasa?
Yeah, the good guy, the good lion.
Right. Okay.
Not the me. I don't even know this.
Isn't that? No, fuck.
I don't know the characters of the Lion King.
I can't remember the names.
And he did a lot of other things. And he was in theater, and he won a. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't just known.
He was
for
on
Star
Big Bang
Wars.
Theory.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because it's the Star Wars.
He was on an episode with Sheldon. When he met Sheldon, and Sheldon did all the things with him all day long.
Yeah.
Well, also in celebrity news, so I read this
I am your father.
So Kathy Bates has announced her retirement after the show that she's in.
She's doing a new MacGyver.
Matlock. Which is, when you were talking about Andy Griffith last week, I think that was what the show you were talking. I love Matlock. And they often play the reruns on the Hallmark Channel, Movies and Mysteries, so I enjoy just sitting and watching it. Look, so she's playing, it's a gender role switched Matlock. So she's in, so have you never seen Matlock?
They did that with Magnum PI too, didn't they?
No, they redid it with a young guy.
But the guy that had the British accent in Magnum PI back in the 80s, they made a woman. And you know what? You don't change. Has nothing to do with male or female. Don't go changing. Don't go. That's like a
on
big
the
change
new Magnum,
to
they put a
shows.
woman instead of a dude.
Yeah,
I
with a
haven't
British
watched it.
accent. She had a British accent.
What the fuck? We love Magnum.
What was the guy's name that was Tom Selleck's boss with the
can't-
British accent? And he wore the little shorts.
That wasn't his boss. He was the caretaker of the house. And
Oh.
I just lost it. I know it. I lost it. So the other year, a couple years ago, I like to watch the Hallmark Channel, right? And then there's a Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. And she doesn't like hater things, hater of Hallmark Channel. So
I barely get to watch like regular television.
After Christmas, when they're playing all of the horrible Christmas movies that I still love and have to watch, even though they're all very predictable.
After Christmas?
After I'm done watching them at Christmas,
Oh.
the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel will play like a new a rerun a show. A couple years ago they did Magnum PI. So like every day from like 4 to 7 they were doing Magnum. So Joe and I
Higgins,
thank you. Joe and I watched because I was young when it was on, so I'd seen episodes here and there. We watched that winter the entire
I love that show.
all of Magnum PI.
Love that
They
show.
had 1 year they had Heart to Heart, so that was it was very exciting. Yes.
My God, I loved
so
Heart to
every
Heart.
fucking day at 4:00 would hit, and there I'm putting the TV on, tuning into fucking Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart was
Watched
awesome.
it all.
You know what's
they
another
did
good
Murder
one?
She Wrote, and they do so Matlock. Hang on. So Matlock was one of them they do. I love Matlock. So Kathy Bates is doing a reboot of Matlock. So it's an older woman who's a lawyer and then a defense attorney, I think it is, but always finds that she helps basically does the job of the police more or less is what Matlock did originally.
I never watched that show, to be quite honest. I don't know why.
It's really good. So when the heat of the night too, I love that too. All the fucking shows, all the cop shows. So she announced that this is her last. She's done after
Why is she
this.
retiring? How old is she?
75, I think.
Springsteen's
75 this week.
Oh
too, I
yeah.
think.
Oh wait. Now there's
Is it
celebrity
today?
news. Springsteen. They had. I saw this on TV, and then Stevie Van Zandt. Steven Van Zandt.
Little Steven.
Commented, wishing Bruce like a happy almost birthday because he's turning 75 later this week. So Stevie's quote was Steven Van Zandt's. It is rare that a rock star,
She's paraphrasing.
reaches this age without ever having done drugs. So Bruce Springsteen.
I thought he said he was the only artist he knew that had never done drugs.
That's right. Well,
Close
the
enough.
only artist, yes, that he knew that has not done drugs.
Not even Dad's never smoked a little weed. I always thought as the older I got, Dad would come forward and admit that he smoked a little weed. Nope. Never.
Well.
I find it astonishing. Maybe we should have Dad smoke a little weed. You know what? Dad could get the medical marijuana license.
He could. I don't think he's doing
And
it.
help us. I don't know how it would help us balance though, because when I do the medical
it's not gonna
marijuana, I
help
feel
us
like I'm walking
balance.
sideways. And I've crawled up the stairs. Look.
But anyhow, so there's a picture. Stephen is saying this quote, and it shows Bruce Springsteen swimming
But I
in
don't
the
know if
Atlantic
that's
Ocean.
actually I don't know how recent that was.
It was just recent.
But I don't. It was
On
it
the
was
verge of
his,
his 75th birthday, he said.
It was his quote, but it wasn't he who posted it. Somebody else. What you sent me was somebody else's post with his quote.
Okay,
So
well.
I'm unclear.
I believe it because somebody
But
would
he
come
looks
out of the
good for
woodwork.
75. I mean,
Somebody
just
would be
seeing
coming
him
out of
at
the woodwork.
concert, right?
Somebody would be coming out of the woodwork, yeah.
Like, I want to go to like the Stone Pony and like meet his ass. Like, why people like wandering around the airport, like not the airport, the fucking boardwalk, and like stumble upon him? What the fuck? I want that kind of shit.
Well, doesn't he have a house in Jersey? I think he has a house in Jersey.
Okay. So, we're at 59 and a half minutes. So we're in an hour. So we're gonna wrap this up. So I'm gonna be on vacation next week. So we're gonna have to be like pre-record and do some finessing here with the schedule because
don't tell our secrets.
I'm not gonna tell the secrets, but yeah. So
not that we have any.
So we'll put whatever episode this is, 42, 43, 42. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. I think it's 43. I don't fucking know. 42. I don't know. Well, this will be up this week, and then we'll have to pre-record one for next week because we're not gonna have time.
Right.
You know,
she's on vacation.
I'm on the vacay. We're going to vacay, Massachusetts. So
to see the witches.
We're gonna do Cape Cod and we're gonna do Salem. We'll talk more about that later. So anyway,
witches in Wales.
And so we keep monitoring the fucking forecast to see because we can't book anything until like we want to do a sunset cruise in Salem, but we aren't going to know until we're there. You can't because if they're not going to do it, if they only do it on Sundays, and we can't book it until we know if it's not going to rain because if it's raining, they're not going to do it.
Why do they only book it on Sundays?
Because it's off season, and then the whale watching because it's fucking rained every. I've only been whale watching twice, but both times it rained, and I was hostile about it. And to buy an ugly raincoat.
Well, nobody wants to be out on the ocean.
It's like blowing. It's like blowing in your face. Yeah,
and
it's so
then
nice.
The rain.
It's just sailing along like the fucking rain. Just yeah. So we're just watching, monitoring the weather closely to see like what's gonna happen. So anyway, okay. So rambling.
Oh.
Okay. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we will have something up next week.
Yep.
To show, and also I'm going to remember to post it while I'm on the vacay.
We'll see you next week.
So thanks for
Same
tuning in.
bad
Take
station.
care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.